Hi there, hope you're all doing well. I'm trying out a Blood Angels inspired colour scheme for my Tempest Legion army. This is the captain from the Maker's Cult. I've made a slight mistake with assembling this model though. The right arm with the pistol is actually from the Herald set. The captain should actually have a sword, so it doesn't quite look right. I've primed him black and I get started with Vallejo's flat red. As you can probably tell while this is going on, it's going to take 3 or 4 coats to get up to an opacity that is workable. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You can also join Discord using the link in the description. There you can share anything you have been hobbying on. After the 3 coats of flat red, I wash all the armour with dark tone, which destroys the main colour but adds some depth into that shadows. Now the wash has dried, I'll come back in with some more flat red to go over the flat areas and leave that darkened down parts in the recesses. The red isn't quite as bright as I would like it to be, so I've grabbed Vermilion. I've gone over some of the more prominent areas. Not covering the entire mini again helps add that bit of variation to the armour and makes it look a bit more interesting. For all of the black areas, I used black grey. If you watched my videos before, you probably already know that I don't like painting pure black. It lacks any sort of depth on the model, so dark grey is far more suited for large areas that you want to look black but need some shadow. His exposed head is now given a once over with elf skin tone. All the actual metallic parts are done with old silver. Back in the early Blood Angels days, they would use different colours to identify different classes or unit. I want to keep that theme going with the army, so all command units are going to have yellow helmets and the right shoulder pad will be yellow. For the base colour of these, I went with sand yellow as it covers really well. I don't get it on camera, but the right shoulder pad gets covered completely in the end. Now to highlight up the black areas with Dungeon Grey. It's a slightly lighter grey, but I know this still darkens down really well once the wash goes on. I then sort of changed my mind about the top of the helmet and put it back to black, just keeping the metal part actually yellow. To bring the arrow up to the bright colour I want, I go over it with moon yellow. Next up, I darkened down all of those greys in metal parts with dark tone wash. While the wash is drying, I wanted to add some highlights to his head with Corpse Pale. I'm feeling a muddy, grassy base for this army, so I used werewolf fur to give it a once over to start with. For the yellow areas, I gave them a wash of light tone, but it was at this point I decided it's just not worth trying anymore with the shoulder pad. I'm going to just replace them all in the army to match the same as both shoulders. The base needed a little more variation, so I gave it a dry brush of leather brown just before the wash goes on. Finally, I washed the face and the base with flesh wash, making sure to take away any pooled areas on the face. And that will be it for the Tempest Legion Captain. The red came out just how I want it to for the entire army. I'm not entirely sure about the yellow yet. I don't know if that's the shoulder pad throwing it off or whether I just don't like it how it is, but that's the point of a test model. Looking at this mini as well, I think I need to work on painting faces. They're not quite as good as I want them to be for this army. As always, there will be photos of this mini on my Instagram page. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. You can also join Discord using the link in the description. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Most importantly though, be kind to each other.